Kudzai Sevenzo says, Acha kutunga mirira, acha kuchengeta. So I hope to the parents, you need to understand, kuti vana vedu are also stressed. Anditeka, they may act out or act in a certain way that may not be the best way possible. Hey, what's going on? Aditi, can we talk about that attitude that you're giving right now? Because they're stressed, they don't know what to do. And, whilst we may say I'm a big proponent for face-to-face education, because I made so many friends and learned so many things by interacting with others. And Chucks insists to me that, Tari, that world is gone and it's not coming back anytime soon. And I'm having a very difficult time accepting that. I'm pressing on and hoping that at some point we'll be able to move about without the face masks. Our children will be able to go out and play, make friends, give people hugs, and just have a normal world. It is my prayer that that happens. But in the meantime, it means we have got to take care of our mental health. Now, joining me on the line is Tanyara Dzwa-Nyikadzino, and she's a young lady who's quite passionate about mental health. As you know, we commemorated Mental Health Day on the 10th of October 2020. That was on Saturday, and the theme for 2020 is mental health and mental wellness for everybody. So that is you, me, including our children and the grown-ups as well. Tiffany, good afternoon and welcome to Capitalk FM.
How are you, Sari?
I am great. Thanks. Good to have you on the line.
It's good to be here with you online.
All right. So you are quite passionate about the mental health. Do you want to tell me why?
I feel it's an area that people pretend that it doesn't exist. And it's really as real as anything else under the sun. So it's time to put that into light for everyone to realize that it's something that we need to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm. So instead of just sitting there and saying, Hamen or somebody else is going to take care of this problem, you decided to tackle and address mental health issues on a personal level. Do you want to tell us what it is that you do and how you're doing that?
Okay. I'm a poet, and my poet's name is Efuru. So basically I write poems and I express poems circling the issues around mental health. Sometimes it's expressing the pain that people who go through these difficult times feel, or sometimes it's a letter to try and ask you to hear us as we try and call for help when we're facing these issues on our own.
So when you go out in public, or at least back then when we were able to all congregate and gather and share stories and such, what would be the typical reaction when you shared your poems?
Well, mostly I shared around poets as well. And I think people really feel the poem, because when you share poetry, even with people who aren't poets as well, you begin to connect with the poem and you understand how the person feels, and you understand that their feelings to mental issues that people are going through, that these things are real. So it's a great way to connect. Poetry really connects with the soul and with the mind, and it helps people to realize that, no, this is actually something that's going on.
Mm-hmm. So earlier I was asking people, what do you do, as a way of taking care of your mental health? And I said my own personal thing is that I get away from the people. I just need a few days and I'll be back. And that's how I take care of myself. I also listen to quite a lot of music. How do you take care of your mental health?
I do a couple of things. Music is one of the great ways to keep yourself mentally healthy. Jogging works as well. Sport works as well. As well as meditation and yoga. It helps with calming the mind and keeping you mentally healthy. So I like to do a lot of poetry writing to express myself and to keep myself, in check, to realize that on paper, this is what I'm actually going through. And you look at yourself and you try and, make sure that you're keeping yourself mentally healthy. So I'll put my top two at poetry and music.
The thing that I love about what you said is that everything that you mentioned is absolutely free of charge, okay? So if you're listening right now, you can take care of your mental health for free. Okay, Tiff? So kindly share one of the poems that you have written with us.
Okay, so I'm actually just going to do something really special for everyone who's listening and everyone who's going to get to listen to this. I've been working on a poetry anthology, which is a collection of poems, and it's centered around mental health issues, the whole poetry anthology. So I'm going to be releasing it soon. So I'm going to give a poem from the book.
All right, you can go ahead. Thank you.
All right, so it's called Anxiety is for Real. Have you ever felt like you weren't breathing? Like the air is tangled by your thoughts, like you're sailing from sanity in broken boats? Do you feel like your mind is racing, tracing each negative thought brought by the past and wondering how long you will last in this space, in this place where nothing seems to be progressive? Aggressive mindset, I want my life set, but it feels like a gamble, I bet. I'll fail like every failure, burning bridges that connect the dots on paper plots that easily wash away by the sea. See, my dreams now streams of tears, my hope now blinded by fears, can't believe my uniqueness like in James, my purpose unique. So today I'll try my best to remember to pray because yesterday I forgot. And not to move myself from Christ, but Lord, before I take my life, may I do this right.
Wow. Thank you very much for sharing that, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's quite moving. You know, you talk about anxiety and feeling out of breath and such, which is it's a very common feeling, you know, when you're feeling really stressed and you don't know what to do. And I certainly hope that we will be able to get to a point where we can normalize talking about mental health, that I need help in some sort of way.
Most definitely.
So how did you get involved in poetry?
I guess, like you were saying, it was a way for me to stay mentally healthy. So this is actually sharing a piece of myself that I found to be helpful for myself with the rest of the world.
Well, thank you very much for that, Tiffany. Thank you for sharing your poetry with us, and thank you for taking your time to speak to us this afternoon and making us feel a little bit better about having mental health issues.
Thank you for having me, and I hope you guys get to go to my Instagram page, which is Efuru ZW, and on YouTube, Efuru ZW. And there's no space between those.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that. You are tuned in to Capitalk 100.4 FM.